we follow the children's interests and we're actually facilitators for them to be able to embark on their own learning is a real example of how that is lived out in the classroom. One of the main values of the school is students come first. The fact that student agency is really big here. If a student has an idea and we can make it possible, we will. Student voice is apparent across the school. They're involved in things such as policy making. I was part of a behaviour policy committee and student voice was involved in that as well, which I know is something that doesn't happen so much at home. To say students come first can sound quite cliched, but it really, really is true here.
It's been amazing how much we've got from the children doing that, and just literally their interest, how it's really developed their language, it's developed, you know, their teamwork, working together, and really challenging their thinking more than if even continuous provision, which we did before, and it was child-centred, but there was that guiding, whereas now there's a lot more emphasis on what the children want and how they want to take it, and it's been really interesting.
Student agency has been at the heart of reception really, because everything we do is through play and through their own learning, so we follow the children's learning.
We are on a journey right now, and we've been working really hard the last couple of years to look at the inquiry skills and looking at how the children can really lead their learning, giving them that big question at the beginning of it, let's say a topic, and kind of letting them lead that, showing what they know first, and then giving them the respect and the autonomy as to what they'd like to find out about that question.
I think with the IB that they are the young adults, so we tend to, or we try to take on feedback as much as possible, and we put a lot of agency on the students to come up with ideas, and the ideas that we come up we propose to them before we roll them out. With regards to student leadership and innovation and agency, it's really developing at Dulwich, and it's great to be a part of, and it just fosters that more collaborative working experience with students and teachers, and the positive and professional relationships that are so integral to any school.
I think that student voice and agency is critical. And it's critical in all schools, and we find that efficacy, self-efficacy is one of the biggest conditions for improvement and actualization. And so giving students the ability to be able to make decisions and be able to feed into the school is imperative for their own development. We want to make sure that everybody feels represented and that everybody's views are taken on board, and it's not just listened to from one section of the community. So for me, that's where student voice becomes really important, making sure that everyone has their views represented at all levels.